Imagine standing on the deck of a floating city the size of a skyscraper laid on its side, surrounded by nothing but endless blue water in every direction. When suddenly, the gentle vibration under your feet disappears. The engines go silent, the ship slows, and an unsettling thought hits you all at once. This cruise ship has stopped. No traffic lights, no shoulder to pull over on, no land in sight, just thousands of people drifting in the middle of the ocean. Cruise ships are designed to feel unstoppable, smooth, and invincible. So the idea that one could suddenly stop raises immediate questions and fears about safety, food, power, and survival. Would the ship drift endlessly? Would passengers be stranded? Would help arrive? Or would chaos take over? The truth is far less dramatic than movies suggest, but far more fascinating than most people realize. To understand what really happens when a cruise ship stops, we need to break down how these massive vessels work, now why they stop in the first place, and what systems quietly activate behind the scenes to keep everyone safe. How cruise ships normally move and stay alive. A modern cruise ship is not just a boat with engines. It is a fully self-contained power plant, hotel, water treatment facility, and transportation system combined into one structure. Most large cruise ships are powered by massive diesel engines or diesel-electric systems that generate electricity rather than directly turning propellers. This electricity feeds propulsion motors, lighting, air conditioning, kitchens, elevators, entertainment systems, and navigation equipment, all at the same time. Instead of a single engine, cruise ships use multiple engines housed deep within the ship. This redundancy is intentional. If one engine fails, others can continue operating, allowing the ship to maintain speed or at least remain maneuverable. Propulsion often comes from azipods, which are rotating pods beneath the ship that contain electric motors connected to propellers. These pods allow for incredible control and efficiency, making modern cruise ships easier to steer than older vessels with traditional rudders. Cruise ships also generate their own fresh water using desalination systems that convert seawater into drinking water. Waste is treated on board, food storage is carefully managed, and satellite systems keep the ship connected to the outside world. In normal operation, everything runs continuously, quietly, and with layers of backup systems that most passengers never notice. What does it actually mean when a cruise ship stops? When people hear that a cruise ship has stopped, they often imagine total failure or complete shutdown. In reality, stopping can mean several very different things. The ship may stop moving forward but still have power, lighting, air conditioning, food service, and communication fully operational. This could happen due to navigation issues, weather, or mechanical inspections. Another scenario is drifting, where propulsion is unavailable but the ship still has electrical power from auxiliary engines or generators. In this case, the ship may slowly move with ocean currents and wind, but it is far from helpless. The most extreme scenario is a total blackout, known in the maritime world as a dead ship condition. This is extremely rare, but it has happened. Even then, emergency generators activate automatically within seconds to restore essential systems like navigation, communication, emergency lighting, and fire suppression. A complete loss of all power for an extended period is almost unheard of in modern cruising. Common reasons cruise ships stop at sea. Mechanical issues are one of the most common reasons a cruise ship may stop or slow down. This could involve propulsion motors, fuel systems, cooling systems, or electrical components. Because cruise ships operate non-stop for weeks at a time, wear and tear is inevitable, even with rigorous maintenance schedules. Weather is another major factor. Severe storms, high winds, or rogue waves can force a ship to stop, slow, or change course. In some cases, stopping is the safest option to avoid structural stress or passenger injury. Navigation hazards can also cause a ship to stop. Floating debris, fishing nets, or unexpected obstacles may require engines to be halted temporarily while the crew assesses the situation. Medical emergencies sometimes require ships to stop or reposition to coordinate evacuations with helicopters or nearby vessels. In these cases, stopping is a deliberate and controlled action. Finally, technical inspections or software issues can prompt a temporary halt. Modern ships rely heavily on computerized systems, and sometimes the safest response is to stop propulsion while engineers diagnose the problem. The first minutes after a cruise ship stops, when a cruise ship unexpectedly stops moving, the bridge crew is immediately alerted. Alarms sound in engineering control rooms, and automated systems begin logging data to identify the cause. Officers assess whether the situation affects propulsion only or if other systems are involved. Passengers may not notice anything at first. Inside the ship, the environment feels the same, unless there is a power fluctuation. Crew members are trained to remain calm and continue operations as normal unless instructed otherwise. If a stop is planned or controlled, announcements may be delayed until the situation is fully understood. Cruise lines are careful about communication to avoid unnecessary panic. When announcements are made, they typically reassure passengers that the ship is safe and that engineers are working on the issue. Behind the scenes, engineers move quickly to isolate the problem. Because systems are redundant, they often attempt to reroute power or restart affected components without passengers ever realizing there was an issue. Life on board while the ship is not moving? One of the biggest concerns passengers have is whether life on board can continue normally if the ship stops. In most cases, the answer is yes. Food service continues, air conditioning stays on, and entertainment may proceed as scheduled. Cruise ships carry enough food to last far longer than a single voyage, often with surplus built in for emergencies. Refrigeration systems are protected by backup power to prevent spoilage. Water production systems can continue operating as long as generators are running and potable water reserves are stored on board. Cabins remain functional, bathrooms continue working, and medical facilities stay fully operational. Crew members are trained to handle crowd management, answer questions, and maintain a sense of normalcy. Only in rare cases of extended power loss would passengers experience significant discomfort. And even then, emergency procedures prioritize sanitation, hydration, and safety above all else. Safety systems that activate automatically. Modern cruise ships are engineered with safety as the top priority. Emergency generators activate within seconds of a power failure, restoring essential systems almost instantly. These generators are physically separated from main engine rooms to protect them from fire or flooding. Fire detection and suppression systems remain active at all times. Navigation lights, radar, GPS, and communication equipment are prioritized to ensure the ship remains visible and in contact with maritime authorities. Stabilization systems help reduce rolling even when propulsion is unavailable. Anchors may be deployed in shallow waters to prevent drifting, and tugboats can be dispatched if necessary. Crew drills and training ensure that every staff member knows their role in maintaining order and assisting passengers if conditions change. Real cruise ship incidents that help us understand reality. Several real-world incidents have shaped how cruise lines prepare for stoppages. In these cases, ships experienced propulsion failures that left them adrift for days. While these events were uncomfortable and widely publicized, they also demonstrated how resilient modern ships and crews can be. Passengers were supplied with food, water, and medical care, and rescue operations coordinated safely. These incidents led to stricter regulations, improved backup systems, and enhanced crew training across the industry. Rather than showing weakness, these situations revealed how layered safety systems prevented disasters, even under challenging conditions. Passenger psychology when a cruise ship stops moving. The biggest challenge is often not mechanical, but psychological. Most passengers have never experienced being stationary in the open ocean, and the lack of reference points makes the situation feel more dramatic than it actually is. The ocean stretches endlessly in every direction, and without the subtle forward motion of the ship, people become hyper-aware of their isolation. Fear spreads quickly when information is limited. Passengers may imagine worst-case scenarios, fueled by movies, news headlines, and social media posts. Even minor inconveniences can feel amplified when thousands of people are sharing the same uncertainty. Cruise lines understand this, which is why communication is carefully managed. Crew members are trained to project calm and confidence. Their behavior plays a major role in how passengers interpret the situation. When dining rooms stay open, entertainment continues. Staff remain friendly and composed. It sends a powerful message that the ship is still safe. Cruise lines also rely on structured updates. Rather than providing constant speculation, announcements focus on confirmed facts and next steps. This helps prevent panic and keeps expectations realistic. In most cases, once passengers understand that the ship is not in danger, anxiety levels drop significantly. Why cruise ships rarely drift into danger? A common fear is that a stopped cruise ship will drift uncontrollably into storms, shipping lanes, or shallow waters. In reality, ships are constantly monitored by maritime traffic control systems. Their position, speed, and heading are tracked via satellite and radar at all times. Even without propulsion, a cruise ship does not move quickly. Ocean currents and wind push massive vessels slowly, giving crews ample time to respond. In many cases, ships can deploy anchors if they are near shallow waters. In deeper waters, tugboats or nearby vessels can assist if needed. Cruise ships are also designed with stability in mind. Their wide hulls and advanced stabilization systems help prevent excessive rolling. This makes drifting far less dangerous than it might seem. Additionally, ships carry emergency fuel reserves and backup propulsion capabilities. Engineers may be able to restore partial movement long before outside assistance arrives. How engineers restart a cruise ship at sea. Restarting a cruise ship is a methodical process that prioritizes safety over speed. Engineers begin by identifying the root cause of the failure. Whether it is mechanical, electrical, or software-related, modern ships are filled with sensors that provide real-time data, allowing engineers to pinpoint issues quickly. Once the problem is isolated, affected systems are shut down or bypassed as needed. Redundant components are brought online, and gradual testing begins. Engines are not simply turned back on at full power. Instead, systems are restarted in stages to ensure stability. In many cases, propulsion can be restored partially, allowing the ship to move slowly toward port. Full speed may not return until permanent repairs are completed on land. This process can take hours or even days, depending on the severity of the issue. Throughout this time, engineers work around the clock, often in extreme heat and noise, to bring the ship back online. What happens if the ship cannot restart? If a cruise ship cannot restart its propulsion systems, contingency plans are activated. Cruise lines coordinate with maritime authorities, coast guards, and salvage companies. Towing operations are arranged, sometimes involving multiple tugboats working together to move the ship safely. Towing a cruise ship is a slow and complex process. These vessels are massive, and weather conditions must be carefully evaluated. The goal is not speed, but control. Ships are often towed to the nearest suitable port rather than their original destination. During towing, onboard life continues as normally as possible. Food, water, and medical care remain priorities. Cruise lines may cancel future itineraries to focus resources on resolving the situation. Passengers are typically compensated with refunds, credits, or additional benefits, depending on the circumstances. While inconvenient, these measures reflect the industry's emphasis on passenger well-being. Media coverage versus reality. When cruise ships stop unexpectedly, media coverage often amplifies the most dramatic aspects of the story. Headlines may focus on stranded passengers, power failures, or uncomfortable conditions. While these issues can occur, they rarely reflect the full picture. Behind the scenes, crews are managing logistics, coordinating assistance, and ensuring safety. What looks like chaos from the outside is often a highly controlled response. These incidents tend to stand out because they are rare. Millions of people cruise every year without experiencing any significant disruption. When something does go wrong, it becomes news precisely because it is unusual. The cruise industry learns from every incident. Regulations evolve, designs improve, and training programs expand to reduce the likelihood of future problems. Long-term impact on cruise ships and cruise lines. A stopped cruise ship does not just affect a single voyage. Cruise lines must inspect and repair systems, review procedures, and report findings to regulatory authorities. Ships may be taken out of service temporarily for inspections or upgrades. Financially, these incidents can be costly. Refunds, repairs, and reputational impacts add up quickly. However, they also drive innovation. Many of the safety features present on modern ships exist because of lessons learned from past failures. For passengers, these events often become memorable stories rather than traumatic experiences. Many people report being impressed by the professionalism of the crew and the resilience of onboard systems. Why cruise ships are safer than most people think, despite their size and complexity. Cruise ships are among the safest forms of travel. They are built with multiple layers of redundancy, monitored continuously, and operated by highly trained professionals. Stopping at sea is not a disaster, but a scenario that ships are designed to handle. Whether the cause is weather, maintenance, or technical issues, procedures exist to manage every stage of the situation. The ocean may be unpredictable, but modern cruise ships are prepared for uncertainty. Their ability to sustain life independently for extended periods is a testament to engineering and planning. At the end, thoughts when a cruise ship stops, it challenges our assumptions about control, safety, and vulnerability. From the outside, it may seem frightening, but inside the ship, systems quietly activate, crews follow practiced routines, and life continues. Rather than symbolizing danger, a stopped cruise ship reveals how much planning goes into keeping thousands of people safe far from land. It is not a failure of technology, but a demonstration of how resilient modern maritime travel has become. The next time you step aboard a cruise ship, remember that beneath the luxury and entertainment lies an intricate network of systems designed to handle even the most unexpected moments at sea.